Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Five. Today, I want to tell you the story of Marcus Johnson, a black man who works as a construction worker and is also the founder of Pinnacle Construction. This story takes place in 2023, when Marcus returns to the company after a break to find motivation in life. In a space filled with memories and hope, Marcus felt the somber atmosphere like a collage of sadness and injustice. Back at work, Marcus couldn't sit idly by in the face of the injustices that the management inflicted on the employees, especially the people of color. The disdainful looks and discrimination made his heart ache. Yet, it was in this moment that Marcus's strong will ignited. He decided to be more than just a construction worker. He would stand up and fight for the rights of his colleagues, ensuring their voices would no longer be forgotten. Marcus's actions became not just a personal battle, but also a source of inspiration for all those who endure injustice. When Marcus Johnson returned to Pinnacle Construction, he was not only an experienced builder, but also the founder of the business to which he had devoted himself for many years. The months he spent resting helped him regain his motivation and optimism, but they also revealed a dark truth that lingered in the workplace he once loved. The day of his return did not go as he had hoped. The skeptical glances from former colleagues and the coldness from management became a painful memory. The image of them, focused solely on caring for themselves while the workers toiled quietly, only fueled Marcus's frustration. Faced with the injustices he witnessed, discontent surged within him. The discrimination in the treatment of employees of color and the sneering comments from management lit a fire within Marcus. This was no longer a personal issue. It was a fight for justice for those who had dedicated themselves to the company. With unwavering determination, Marcus decided he could not stand idly by. He needed to take action to make things right. Amidst tense confrontations with management, Marcus demonstrated sharp reasoning and unmatched courage. Each word he spoke shone like a beacon, guiding his colleagues through the shadows of discrimination. He inspired them. Those who had felt forgotten now stood up together, chanting for change. The transformation was not just in the new policies that Marcus implemented, it was the new mindset he instilled in everyone. Official reforms emerged one after another, from fair compensation to a safe and equitable work environment, all contributing to a new chapter for Pinnacle. However, Marcus could not escape opposition from people like Susan Thompson and Bradley White, the leaders who were unwilling to relinquish their power. They were relentless in seeking ways to undermine Marcus's efforts, but his determination, combined with the united voices of the employees, created an undeniable pressure. Marcus's story conveys a powerful lesson about the strength of perseverance and the importance of standing against injustice. It is the tireless struggle of one individual that can ignite faith and hope for an entire community. Marcus is not just a builder, he has become a symbol of change, encouraging us all to write our own stories, to awaken the inner desire to fight for a fairer society. Back at Pinnacle Construction, Marcus Johnson, who was once the soul of the major projects, suddenly felt the weight of his spirit burdened by the marks of pain and injustice that his colleagues, especially those of color, were enduring. The image of a clear sundowner where people had worked with passion and dedication was now filled with disparities and disdain from the management. Marcus could not stand by and watch the workers around him, who toiled with sweat and effort to achieve success, suffer deprivation of their rights at the hands of those in power. Overwhelmed by his frustration, Marcus decided he could no longer remain silent. He embarked on a revolutionary journey, starting by reaching out to each colleague, listening to their voices, and reigniting their faith. The construction workers, the women laborers, all had painful stories to tell, and Marcus became the representative of the forgotten voices. The nightly discussions took place in a tense but hopeful atmosphere, where everyone nurtured the dream of a fairer, pinnacle construction. The struggle was no easy battlefield, as Marcus faced a stubborn management team led by Susan Thompson and Bradley White. They not only resisted, but calculated every step to protect their interests, despite the wrongdoing. However, with perseverance and sharp arguments, Marcus systematically dismantled their counterarguments. He was not only present at the meetings, but also meticulously gathered concrete evidence, unreasonable clauses in the work contracts, and instances of unfair treatment. Challenges were never easy, but with the solidarity of the entire team, Marcus began to see the results of his efforts. Reforms were gradually implemented, such as more specific wage policies, fair evaluations for all employees, and particularly the establishment of a feedback channel for workplace issues. Marcus had become a guiding light, igniting a new spirit within the whole company where everyone felt they had a voice and respect. Ultimately, Marcus's story was not just a personal battle. It had become a symbol of change. The lessons from his life affirmed that the power of determination and the spirit of unity could transform anything, even a large organization. That message lingered in the minds of everyone. It only takes one person to stand up, and behind them will emerge a powerful movement, bringing a brighter future for all. Daily meetings quickly became a heavy atmosphere as the board made decisions without considering the opinions or needs of the employees. Marcus felt like he was witnessing a battle where the poor workers had no ability to stand up for themselves. Once he clearly envisioned this injustice, he was determined not to passively watch any longer. First, Marcus began organizing face-to-face meetings with colleagues to listen to their concerns. Their stories touched his heart, igniting within him a burning desire for change. Not only did he become a leader, but he also became an advocate, ready to use reason and the strength of the collective to combat the blind respect that the board had for its biases. With unwavering determination, he implemented new policies at the company, starting with small but significant changes. Every day, he worked to improve working conditions, demanding respect for the hard hours put in by workers. He wanted to create a place where everyone could feel safe and valued, not just as workers, but as human beings. Under Marcus's leadership, meetings transformed from spaces for the board to make dry decisions into open forums where everyone could exchange ideas and seek collaboration. Though he understood that the road ahead was fraught with challenges and that not everyone was brave enough to embrace change, Marcus recognized that collective strength was an unbeatable force. His fight was to restore rights and dignity to employees, something that had previously been overlooked. Marcus believed that as long as they stood together, they could create a historic turning point for Pinnacle and set an example for other companies to learn from. This journey is not just a story about a man with a desire for change. it is also a lesson for everyone. Thus, Marcus became a symbol for those seeking justice. His story was not only a struggle, but also a call for people to stand up and fight for what is right. Although the intense confrontations with leaders like Susan Thompson and Bradley White often left him exhausted, Marcus knew that silence meant accepting an unjust fate. Marcus continued to make relentless efforts, supported by encouragement from his team. Creating more pressure than ever before, he proposed new policies to improve working conditions, from increasing employee salaries to ensuring that everyone had opportunities for growth. Despite facing fierce resistance from the board of directors, the strong bond between Marcus and his team created a wave of consensus, making it impossible for the leaders to ignore the voices of conscience. Changing a deeply entrenched system is not easy, but Marcus demonstrated that perseverance can lead to miracles. Through continuous pressure from the employees, the board of directors gradually became convinced, and positive changes began to manifest in the workplace. That long and challenging journey left Marcus and his colleagues with not only a fairer working environment, but also a valuable lesson. Determination and solidarity can create immense power, awaken conscience, and open up opportunities for a better future. Marcus Johnson's story is a vibrant testament to the power of determination and the importance of individual action in fighting against injustice. The experiences that Marcus has gone through offer us valuable lessons about dedication and patience. First and foremost, Marcus teaches us that no one can change the world alone. When a courageous individual stands up, they can inspire an entire group, creating a powerful force to address existing problems and injustices. Marcus's unity with his colleagues has shown that the collective voice can change strict and harsh policies. Additionally, the story highlights that not being afraid to fight for the rights of oneself and others is how we nurture a more equitable and comfortable work environment. The changes Marcus fought for aimed not only to improve his own living conditions, but also to uplift those around him. This illustrates that every individual has the right and responsibility to initiate positive reforms, thereby spreading love and sharing within the community. Moreover, Marcus's persistence and resilience stood out amid challenges. Through confrontation with management, he fought not only for himself, but also for all those who have suffered injustice. This serves as a reminder that with faith and determination, we can overcome any obstacles. Life is never easy, but embracing challenges and never giving up is essential in every struggle for justice. Ultimately, from Marcus's story, we learn that everyone has the potential to make a significant impact, not only through grand actions, but also through the small changes they implement daily. Let us remain steadfast in our beliefs, courageous in speaking out against injustice, and support our decisions with respect and understanding. Together, let's create a better world for everyone, where fairness and humanity come first. Through Marcus's story, may everyone recognize the power of change starting from within themselves and find the courage to stand up for a better future.